All right, we are back with another video on my garage progress. Always wanted a nicer garage, so this has taken me longer than normal. Plus, just doing some stuff for work. Well, kind of came to an end like 2 weeks ago. So, trying to get back in the groove of working on this garage and what I want it to look like. So, the big thing was getting the floor done. I am 99% of the way there with the floor. I'll show you what I'm talking about. But the wheels on this platform to move this press, they're kind of busted, so I got to figure out a way to fix that. Not really critical right now, but that's on my to-do list. I might even paint that platform. Yeah, if I take it off it, I'll paint it. The only work surface I had for the longest time was this Milwaukee 40-inch. I do like this box. It'd be nice if the top drawers were just one long drawer, but I do like the size of them. Or even the bottom one. They had made the big bottom one into 2 more drawers. That would have been great. Yeah, that would be the ideal little cart. But still a mess. I picked up some of these wire pliers holder from Harbor Freight. Haven't gotten around to putting them in. I've kept most of these foam stuff, so I'll eventually get those put back in. All my books and stuff. All my blow molded case are in that little closet. It's pretty packed in there. It's jam packed. You can't hold anything else, but it's great. It's going to be the only door that opens inwards inside the garage, which is fine. It doesn't make sense for it to swing inwards, so naturally it swings outwards, and that will be there. Compressor, all this stuff that's on the floor, they're all going to have a home. Soon and very soon, this is all going to be cleaned up and organized in a logical fashion. Again, on top of this, and this is why I don't like this toolbox. Not only does it have all these small drawers up here, and then you got this workstation thing, which I guess is fine, but I'm not writing paperwork or anything. And then you have this frame right here, which takes up space. That's almost like a thin drawer, if you will. So it's my least favorite toolbox. And then part of it, anything that's under this lid, you got to get rid of all that to get access to it. And if you leave this stuff open, it takes away from space up top if you were supposed to build a shelf. So, my first toolbox that I ever purchased. I'm not sentimental to it or anything, so I could see myself getting rid of it and getting something more practical and useful, but it has worked out. My Dent Puller, I got some dents in my Tacoma, and my wife has some dents in the Honda that I need to work on, pull out, and then whatever. This battery charger, I got it from Home Depot a while back. It works, but there's smaller, more portable stuff now. Still got to work on the backsplash in the house, and then all those are supplies and stuff. The Icon is still pretty much where I left it last. Have not done anything with it. It's not bolted on or anything. You can see the lip. I just kind of pushed it back as far as possible. So you can see it's pretty much empty. So I've just kind of, the light bar is in there. I got to install that. And it's the same thing with this one. This one is empty also. it has plastic in there. I kept the plastic because whenever I paint this place, I want to cover these things. So that's why I still have the plastic. And I'll be ready to get rid of them. Got all my miscellaneous stuff up here. Yeah, it's just been a catch-all for stuff. I got the drawers locked because this toolbox is kind of leaning towards me. So it's like a tipping hazard as it is if the drawers start all sliding forward. So if I do open it, I stand against it and I open slowly one drawer at a time. My solution for that and I've talked about this before, you can see the reveal based on how the garage floor has sloped. That's why I pushed the box, the top chest, whatever, backwards, so it doesn't have any like hanging over. But my solution to that is I'm gonna shim the wheels. I'm gonna use my jacks, and I'm gonna unload it, so I'm not just putting extra strain on the frame, but I'm gonna unload it when it's all bolted together. I got this Harbor Freight, it's right there, you can see it. It's like a cross beam, you see the two pads, but it stays on top of your jack, and it kind of spans, you can spread it out. So what I'm gonna do is span the length of, I don't know, right there or something, probably using like a 2x4 or something to cushion it. And then my plan is to lift it, and hopefully it will stay in place against the wall, and I can just shim the wheels and it will be up vertically. I'm also going to build a wooden platform or a wooden drawer down there, so I can just slide it in and slide it out, and it's going to hold like my larger like slide puller case and like any type of suspension stuff, because otherwise that's just wasted space, and then I end up, you know, tucking stuff under there like my Milwaukee boxes and my jack, which this is not where it's going to be because it just impedes, you know, using drawers and stuff. Took my Milwaukee radio up there. But yeah, in here it's just, I mean, I got some trim pieces right there. We'll talk about over there in a bit why I have trim. It's like my little go-to bag when I'm doing stuff around the house. Typically I have everything in here that I got, like a claw hammer, some drill bits, so it's like a putty knife, trim stuff, a mini level, knife. So it's like the basic handyman stuff. Some chisel. So pretty much got it outfitted with basically every little thing that I could possibly need. I recently picked this bad boy up, the 8-inch metal circular saw. I got a smaller one, but I've always wanted a bigger one. I got a chop saw, I forgot what it is. I got a chop saw also. My planer, my first reciprocating saw, the Fuego by Rigid. It's corded. If you hear something buzzing, I got some flies in here and I just spray them. Got two of those Bosch vacuums. Really works great with the HEPA filters. That's the 14 gallon, that's the 9 gallon. And then I got one of those like boxes for all the little accessory pieces. Probably my favorite impact. Something about this is just, I really like this one. The DeWalt DCF 894. It's just really compact. And then I'm gonna take off these annoying things. I don't know why I still have them. I also picked up some random trays at Harbor Freight just for storage. And I mean, as you can see, they're starting to store stuff already. Yeah. Yep. My Ryobi pressure washer, when I'm just doing simple washes, I don't need to break out my big DeWalt thing. The steam cleaner works great. I want to learn how to weld. I picked up a welder and a plasma cutter. And I have a table. I have I forget what brand that table is, but a folding table. But these are Forney welder and plasma cutter. 220 volts, should work great. This right here, I picked it up. So we used to have a lot of power outages, and I travel a lot for work. And then when the wife and kid is here, and you know there's a power outage, she's definitely not the one to go start a generator and run a power cord. And I didn't have a transfer switch installed, so I picked this up, and I have like 4 or 5 batteries. So they can just use it for basic stuff like heating water or something. And obviously it's not going to generate any toxic fumes in the house, carbon monoxide. That's why I have this. That's the only reason I got it, because she was not comfortable about like doing the push to start generator and plugging the cord in. My Bronic thing is awesome. Milwaukee pack outs. This is where I have a lot of like spray cans, and it actually works out because you don't smell the fumes. It's like sealed. So whenever I open it, I try to open it outside, and it lets all that stuff out. It doesn't build up though to a dangerous level. Picked up this 2-shelf DeWalt. See how that works out for me. These are just like hoses and stuff, random stuff. That's my vacuum, 50-foot vacuum hose that I'm gonna hook up to my my Bosch. So I'll put that on the wall. I got some Honda parts in here I gotta install. In this box is like my home electrical kit. So if I gotta do anything electrical, I'm not a pro or professional, but I will replace stuff. So I do have a lot of stuff. I'll probably do a video on this, but this is like, if I'm doing anything electrical, this is what I have with me. A little bit more. I'll put that up there so my kids don't like destroy it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I will destroy it also, but some fluids. We'll talk about what's going on here shortly. Take a tour, take a look. I believe I have the charger, the large charger for all of these. I have Milwaukee, DeWalt. That's my Makita charger. DeWalt is down there. I recently picked up the Rigid, and then the Ego is just what it is. Wash bucket, just the fluids and stuff. Creeper, and then all these cardboard boxes are stuff for the Icon. My hose reel sitting on the floor. I got to figure out where I'm going to put that. Wherever I decide to put my compressor, obviously that's where that will go. Yeah, and then my awesome OTC floor crane. This thing is so compact and so useful. In fact, it's going to come in really handy tomorrow. I have a pretty awesome delivery coming. Actually, it's at a store right now. I just didn't have time to pick it up today. But it is within the capacity of this thing. And as you can see, the capacity is that, so it's pretty heavy. Yeah, I will say it's about 1,800 pounds, and I'm gonna have to get a trailer, a U-Haul trailer. And I'll break this bad boy out to assist me because I don't have a forklift. Some trim, took off the door. Not sure if I'll reuse those, but they're there. And then I got to fix this wiring situation for all these Rainbird and is it Orbit? It's on here somewhere. Rainbird and yeah, Orbit. The drywall that I need to replace in the house. Level. My first Craftsman chair. Some tin set. This is the last 2 bags I have. That's like a quarter, and this is a full bag. As you can see, my stuff is pretty thick, so I might need an extra bag just to finish it out. But 14 minutes in, we're back at it. So here's what I have going on. If you've seen a video before, there was a door on that side. It was a right-hand in swing. And how do you tell if a door is in swing? You pretty much put your back to the hinges, and whatever direction your arm goes, or the door goes with your arm, that's the direction. I think that's the best way to describe it. So it had an in-swing door, and it just, for one, the floor was now too high for it to swing freely, and it was a metal door, so there's really no cut in it. I guess you could cut it in and, you know, reinsert a piece at the bottom, but I didn't want to do that. And in hindsight, I probably could have gotten away with it. I just wasn't sure how how it was gonna slope. So I probably could have gotten away with it. But also, the reason why I really didn't do it was because I wanted space. Yes, you have the water heater right here. I'm not gonna block it, but I wanted to maximize the entire space all the way up to right here. In my garage, space is everything. And before I forget, that little water overfill dealio thing, I'm gonna run it through the wall and plumb it outwards. I don't need that stuff. I mean, if it overflows, God forbid, I mean, I have bigger problems, but at the same time, I don't want that thing flooding the garage just because, I mean, that stuff should be outside. And then you probably heard me talk about this, like, why is this thing like all the way out here? If this place was gonna be permanent, as far as me living here, I would figure out a way to get this thing vented closer or something. It's just awkward. A lot of wasted space. I mean, you already got these two vents over here. I mean, why not put them over here, closer to where you're not gonna put stuff, and vent them outside that way? Another change I would make, because then you can't really block stuff right here. So why not put stuff over here where it's just like you got the vent and you got the exhaust all right here where you're not gonna put stuff? Doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. And then you got this little bulging thing from the electrical stuff outside. Another wasted space. Anyway, back to tiling. So where you saw the tile, those are the spots that were missing. Clearly I still have that, but I got this done earlier this afternoon. So yeah, excited to get that done. I basically have 3 pieces, and it's not even 3 full whole tiles. I'll go right up to about the door, about the thickness of a tile from the door, and I'll tile that, and then I'll pretty much slap a piece of tile on the side, the face of it, and the vertical. That's my plan. So anyway, this door was an in-swing door, and I was like, well, it's kind of wasted space, in-swing. I do get why they make in-swing doors and have in-swing, but I was like, I want to maximize it. So I took off the trim. You see it's missing. Took out the trim. Used my Milwaukee reciprocating saw to cut the nails. I will go back and say, first of all, I had tried to shave down the door, which was kind of stupid. So you can't really see it. This door doesn't really have it. Well, it does have it, but it's this piece. I pretty much try to shave down this piece and try to flip the door. The existing door does not really work that well. So I went out to Home Depot and I bought myself a door. $265. And I've never hung a door before, but it fit in the slot, and I was like, how hard could it be? Read the instructions, watched a YouTube video. Got some shims right there. You can see pieces of shims in there. And then, you know, I checked for square. That's why I have a square over there on the floor and some tape or laser or levels and stuff. Check for square, plumb, all this good stuff. There's a square, plumb, and something else. And the top is slightly not squared, just a little bit. But then I checked my regular door over there, and it's the same thing. So I'm like, okay, well, I can't fix it. But as you can see, the door handle here, it operates with very little the weather strip in here creates a little bit of tension on the lock, which is fine, but everything operates. So this place is a mess out here. I've been working on stuff. I gotta throw away some boxes, but you can see the reveal on it, slightly larger than I like. In fact, I might loosen the things on this side. And this is where I kind of messed up. I'm gonna show it down here. You see this metal piece? I actually cut it when I was trying to use the old door. So now I have to go figure out how to seal this so make it waterproof, because I cut the metal and I cut it in 3 places. I mean, when you just don't know, you don't know. So, but I mean, here's a door, and you swing it and it shuts, and it's not in balance. It just stays, when you open the door, it just stays wherever you put it. So it's pretty balanced in my opinion, and it swings and it shuts. I gotta shave down a little piece right here to make the thing fit. It was like catching on it yesterday, but yeah, it works. What can I say? And then the old door, it had the hinges that you could take out. These ones just have a little offset on it, and it has the security hinges where you can't remove them. So the weak point of this door is technically access to these things, which not really a concern for me. So yeah, door latches nicely. So now the problem is that this door, I would have to custom order it to fit all the way out here. And I was like, I didn't have time for that. So I got what I got, and I'm just gonna fill the difference. I might not even like beef it up like this thickness. I might just put one little piece out here, and it's the garage. I'll paint it and it will look fine. I mean, I guess I could measure that size and, like, you know, rip it down on my table saw, or assemble my planer, which is already disassembled, and plane that stuff down to size if I can't find a piece that fits exactly. But it's definitely not that serious. It's a garage. I'll just put the trim on there, the pieces of trim on this side, and then slap a piece over here. See, the lock works. Yeah, that's what I got going on. So this stuff should be all set up by tomorrow, to where I can knock these off and walk on it. And then the only thing I have left is those 2 pieces, or 3 pieces, which I got to pick up a bag of thin set, just to make sure I don't run out, just based on how thick it is. I might run out. I might just need a quarter bag, but I'd rather have safe than sound. I might just pick up 2 bags just to have it and return it. I got all the grout down here, the grout lines, I got them cleaned up. The floor is just messy, so I'm gonna, eventually when that is done, I'm just gonna go through and grout this thing in its entirety. So I'm not moving stuff on it, creating like damage like that or that. So those were from the 73-inch Icon box. It pulverized right there, and it cracked that edge right there. So not recommended, like tiling the floor and like moving around stuff, heavy stuff. But yeah, and then of course, so my first hurdle, get the floor done, get a trim back on there, and then I'm gonna paint this entire wall, and then start painting over here. And like I said, I have something heavy coming, and then I have an additional thing coming out that if you stick around, I'm not saying you gotta stick around to see it. I'm not one of those persons who are looking for people to watch. But I'll try to make a video when I have those 2 pieces in. But yeah, just what's been going on. Really feel accomplished with this door. Like I said, I've never hung a door before. And one of the things I did, I kind of got these little, there we go. I got these little blocks of wood I just cut down. And I mean, I was doing this by myself, so I pretty much tacked this. I mean, I flushed this against the door frame on the outside, the wall frame. You can see the metal in there, maybe. And I just pretty much plugged this up here so it wouldn't move. And then I was still able to like shim it and stuff. It just wasn't gonna fall out on me. So I did that in 4 corners, you know, and over here, using these, and it helped out. because I was there doing it by myself, and it was just like, man, I need like 4 hands. So yeah, that's what I got going on. Pretty sure the floor will turn out nicely. When I park my Acura in here, I pretty much follow that line. Well, I stay between, the tires pretty much stay between these 2 lines. I'm gonna park my Acura in here, and I pretty much stop right there, shut out the door. So I have, I mean, this, like I said, this place is not gonna be blocked off because this thing needs to be, you know, breathe and stuff and not be blocked by stuff. But if something is pretty low, I'll put it below it or something. Or if it's like open and it's not gonna impede the airflow, I'll just set it in front of it. It's not the end of the world. You just don't want to like have that thing like blocked off fully, but you also want to have it accessible. But I'm more so leaning to not putting anything there. If not, it's like something on the wall, something small, but we'll get there. Yeah, I'm just blabbering at this point. Oh, additional thing that I'm going to get. You heard me mention it before. I'm going to get rid of this center piece. And I did order a side mount garage door opener. Said it should have been here today, but it's not. So I'm not sure where I'm going to install it. I got a plug right here, and I got a plug below the, you know, the Rainbird stuff over there. So I might, again, me and my little electrical box, not that it's really critical, I might move this up top, but it's still within 6 feet of when I read the instructions of this thing that I'm going to install. But I might, I'm not sure if the cord is from the bottom or if it's from the top. So I might just undo that, see where the cord is coming from, and if it's coming from up top, I'll just put it up top, get it up top, just kind of cut it out. It looks like there's a stud right here, which would make sense because they just tack this to the inside. And I'll just cut it out and replace it since I already have a sheet of drywall, and get that all buttoned up. Again, drywall is something I've never done, but I'm the type of person who will try anything once, sometimes twice. Yeah, that's what's been going on around the garage. Yeah, it's going to turn out beautiful. And the reason why I spend so much time on it is because, well, I have a lot of invested in tools, but I also spend a lot of time in here, like, you know, tinkering on stuff, just hanging out, chilling, you know, having a drink, what have you. This is my man cave. So I'm trying to get it looking as such. Anyway, 30-minute video, rambling, but anyway, like, condo editing. Oh, and then for heaven's sake, for the people who are just, you know, if you have a comment and you think you have to think twice about saying a comment, keep it to yourself, man, because you're certainly barking up the wrong tree with me for that stuff. I'll just leave it at that. Anyway, lieta.